Okay, our last goal for Super Goal 3 is on setting up and solving work problems. Now, I will tell you that these can be really involved and really complicated, okay? If you look in the examples that are in your book, you will see some of those. We're going to stay on the very basic, simplest questions I can do side, just so you can be exposed to a work question on and how to calculate one, okay? So they can get complicated, you know, by doing, you know, it takes this person this much time and this person started later and all kinds of weird things, okay? They're very simple if you know this formula. Time together over time alone of number 1. That could be a person, it could be a machine, that's why I just put alone of number 1. Plus time together over time alone of the second person or machine or whatever. And I could add 2, 3, 4, 5, depends how many people are working together. But in the end, it's always going to equal 1, as in one complete job. Because each of the fractions represents the fraction of the job that an individual or a machine or whatever is doing. They're all doing a part of the job. So all their parts add up to 1. Okay? So if you know this formula and can know this in your head, memorized, then it's a really simple process. Okay? I will show you. It takes Sally 15 minutes to pick the apples from the tree in her backyard. Lisa can do it in 25 minutes. How long will it take them working together? So working together is the piece that I'm missing. That's what I'm looking for. So there's my X. So from my formula then, see if I can pull that down so I'm in the front. Time together, which is what we're looking for, there's my X, plus time alone of Sally, 15 minutes, plus time together, which is my X, over time alone of Lisa, 25 minutes, equals 1, as in one complete job. It's set up. Now you just have to solve it, which we should know how to do back from goal 2.3. I'm going to clear my equation of fractions, so I'm going to find a common denominator. I'm going to find the least common denominator. I think the easiest way to find a common denominator is go to the largest number, so 25, and start counting by 25s until 15 divides. So 25, no. 50,
No.
no. 75,
Yes.
yes. So my LCD is 75. So every term gets multiplied by 75. On the first term, my 15 cancels, divides into 75 5 times, and I have left 5 times x. Plus 25 cancels, divides into 75 3 times, and I have left 3 times x, 3x. And 1 times 75 is 75. Combine our x's, 8x equals 75. Divide by 8, and I get 9.375. It's a nice decimal. I don't care if you leave it like that, or if you want to make it 9 3/8 minutes. So it's a good decimal. So if it doesn't go across the calculator, you can leave the decimal version there. If it goes across the calculator, I definitely want the fraction version. So 9 3/8. Okay? But either one's good on this one. So together, it's going to take them 9 3/8 minutes. A question? Yes, sir.
Why is the time together the X?
Because the last question says, how long will it take them working together? Okay. So that's what you're looking for. That's the thing that they're missing. They're wanting you to find. Okay, next example, same kind of question. A roofing contractor estimates that he can shingle a house in 20 hours and that his assistant can do it in 30 hours. How long will it take them to shingle the house working together? So again, working together is what I'm looking for, so that is my X. So using my formula, time together over time alone of the contractor, 20, plus time together over time alone of the assistant, which is 30, equals 1 as in one complete job.
Would it matter if you put like the 30 in the 20 spot?
Nope. Okay, my LCD, 30, no, 60, yes. So every term times 60. So on the first one, my 20 cancels, divides into 60 3 times. 3 times x is 3x. Plus 30 cancels, divides into 60 twice. 2 times x is 2x. Equals 1 times 60 is 60. And I solve. 3x plus 2x is 5x equals 60. Divide by 5, and x is 12. So together, it will take them 12 hours. These are really popular standardized test questions. So now you know. Next Wednesday, if one comes, you know how to solve it. My last one's a little bit different, because I'm going to look for the time alone of somebody. A mail handler needs 3 hours to sort an average day's mail, but with an assistant, it takes 2 hours. So that means together, it's going to take 2 hours. So how long will it take the assistant to sort the mail working alone? So the assistant alone this time is my X. So how long for the assistant working alone? That's my X. So this 2 hours, that's my time together. So, in my head, I know the formula. Time together, which is 2, over time alone of the mail handler, plus time together, 2, over the time alone of the assistant, there's my X, equals 1 as in one complete job. Now, we have not solved questions like this where I have a variable in the denominator to find my LCD. We will spend a lot of time on that next semester, okay? Probably one of the hardest concepts, I think, for a lot of people. This is the simplest version of it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about common denominators for a second. When you want to find a common denominator, not necessarily the least common denominator. So for example, let's say you're looking for the common denominator of 6 and 4. Okay? Most people would say 12. That's the least common denominator. But you could use the product of your denominators. You could just go 6 times 4 is 24, and you could use that. If you had big numbers, like let's say you had denominators of 72 and 24. That was not a good example because that divides evenly. 72 and 56. Okay, so let's say you had denominators of those, and you're looking for a common denominator. Well, I would not find the least common denominator there because that would take way too long. So I would just take the product of 72 and what else did I say? 54, 56. I would just multiply them together, get that number, and I would use that as the common denominator. It's not the least common denominator, but it's a common denominator. So when you are making a common denominator, you can just multiply the denominators together, and that would give you that. And that's what you do in this case. So my LCD, not my, well, it is in this case, but my common denominator that I'm going to use is the product of my denominators, or 3 times x, 3x. So on the first term, the 3 is going to cancel with the 3, and I'm left with x times 2, 2x. And on the second term, the x's are going to cancel. And I have left 3 times 2, which is 6. And on the third one, 1 times 3x is 3x. Nothing cancels. No denominator there. And then solve, subtract your 2x, and x is 6. So that means the assistant alone is going to be $6. So the kind you're going to see will be no harder than what I've just shown you today.